Welcome back my YouTube channel Worth Old Coin Value. Today we're going to explore the fascinating story behind this coin 2-cent coin from South Africa, minted in the year 1992. This small copper-plated coin holds a significant place in the world of collectors, not only for its historical background but also for its rising value in the numismatic market. The 2-cent coin from 1992 belongs to the third decimal coinage series of South Africa. These coins were introduced after South Africa adopted the rand in 1961, replacing the South African pound. The 2-cent coin has always been among the smaller denominations used frequently in everyday transactions during the late 20th century. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll find a detailed portrait of two Cape sparrows perched on a branch, surrounded by a finely engraved background. This artwork was designed by renowned South African artist and sculptor Jan van Zyl, whose work remains highly respected among coin enthusiasts. The reverse of the coin features the South African coat of arms used during that time, along with the words SUID Africa and South Africa and the year of minting, 1992. The overall design and detail demonstrate the high minting standards of the South African mint, which contribute to the coin's growing popularity. This coin is made of copper-plated steel, a combination that gave it both durability and a distinct reddish tone. It weighs around 2.4 grams and has a diameter of 18 millimeters. Though these coins were once common in circulation, finding one in perfect or uncirculated condition today is a rare feat. The year 1992 was a transitional period for South Africa, with significant political and social changes taking place in the country. This context adds more meaning to coins minted during that year, especially for historians and collectors who value the stories behind the currency. One of the most important factors influencing the value of a coin is its rarity. While millions of 2-cent coins were minted in the early years, a significant number were lost, damaged, or melted down over time. This scarcity has increased the appeal and price of surviving examples, especially those in mint condition. Another crucial element is the condition of the coin. Collectors look for coins that are uncirculated, with no scratches, rust, or discoloration. A coin graded MS, mint state, 65 or higher by professional grading services can command an extremely high price in the collector's market. Interestingly, the 2-cent 1992 South Africa coin has recently made headlines in the auction world. Some rare variants and perfectly preserved examples have sold for impressive sums, surprising even experienced numismatists. Factors such as misprints, mint errors, or limited batches can increase a coin's value exponentially. Now, let's talk about value. A standard circulated 2-cent 1992 South Africa coin might fetch anywhere between $1 and $20 depending on its wear and overall condition. However, uncirculated or mint condition versions have been sold in private auctions and online platforms for much higher prices. The most remarkable case reported recently involved a 2-cent 1992 coin graded MS 68 by a top-tier grading service. This coin, due to its pristine condition and minor design error, fetched a staggering $2 million in a private international collector's sale. While such cases are rare, they underline how valuable even the smallest coins can become under the right circumstances. These eye-opening sales have sparked renewed interest in South African coins worldwide. Collectors from the United States, Europe, and Asia are actively searching for well-preserved versions of this coin 2-cent 1992 South Africa coin history. This coin 1-cent coin from South Africa, minted in 1991. This small copper piece holds more than just face value. It tells a story of a country in transition, with interesting details that make it a desirable item for collectors. The 1991 South African 1-cent coin was part of a series that featured distinctive local imagery, designed to reflect the country's natural heritage. This particular coin features two sparrows perched on a branch, a design that symbolizes simplicity, freedom, and the everyday beauty found in South African life. The coin's reverse, which displays the sparrows, was designed by the well-known engraver and artist Jan van Zyl. The initials JVZ can be found subtly engraved at the base of the design, a hallmark of many South African coins from the late 20th century. This artwork gives the coin its distinctive charm. On the obverse of the coin, you'll find the coat of arms of South Africa, encircled by the country's name in 2 of the 11 official languages. Depending on the version, it might say South Africa in English and Afrikaans or another language pair. This feature marks the country's cultural diversity during that period. The coin is made primarily of bronze and has a diameter of approximately 19 millimeters. It weighs around 2 grams and has a plain edge. These dimensions are typical for 1-cent coins of that era, offering durability and ease of minting while remaining affordable for mass production. 1991 was a pivotal year for South Africa. The country was beginning to see the end of apartheid and a major political transformation. As such, coins from this era are not only monetary items but also historical artifacts that represent a nation in a time of change. The mintage of the 1991 1-cent coin was relatively high, with tens of millions struck at the South African Mint. However, as time passed, many of these coins were removed from circulation, either melted down or lost. That makes finding one in pristine condition more difficult today. Collectors often seek out coins in uncirculated or proof condition, and the 1991 1-cent is no exception. While circulated coins are common and usually carry low market value, a coin in mint state, especially with strong strike and luster, becomes more attractive. One of the most intriguing facts about this coin is the existence of rare error varieties. These include off-center strikes, double dies, and planchet errors. If you happen to find a 1991 1-cent coin with any of these features, it could significantly increase its value among collectors. Coins with full mint luster, no scratches, and sharp details are graded higher by services like NGC or PCGS. A high-grade 1-cent 1991 coin can fetch prices much higher than its face value, especially if it is a rare variety or a low-mintage piece. Now, let's talk about the value. While common examples of this coin in circulated condition may only be worth a few cents, certain rare specimens, especially error coins or those in perfect proof condition, have been listed in private auctions or rare coin marketplaces at incredibly high prices. Some reports online claim a value as high as $3 million for specific rare varieties of the 1991 1-cent coin. It's important to understand that this valuation is extremely rare and may reflect either a private collector's asking price or speculative hype. Authentic sales at that price level would require verification through a trusted auction house or dealer. Still, the coin has seen actual sales ranging from a few dollars to hundreds, depending on condition and rarity. A graded MS67 or MS68 coin with a recognized mint error could realistically sell for hundreds or possibly thousands of dollars in the right market. If you believe you have a valuable version of this coin, it's wise to get it professionally appraised. Reputable services such as the Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, can assess its authenticity and grade, which plays a major role in determining its market value. Collectors from around the world are now turning their eyes towards South African coins. The historical significance, combined with artistic beauty and potential rarity, makes them increasingly sought after in the numismatic world. The 1991 1-cent coin is more than just a low-denomination piece of currency. It's a small yet powerful symbol of South African identity, reflecting both cultural values and a pivotal time in the nation's history. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist or a beginner just starting out, this coin South African 1-cent coin from 1991 coin history. This coin 50 cents coin from South Africa, minted in the year 1991. This coin holds both historical value and collector interest, especially among numismatists who focus on African currencies. South Africa has a rich numismatic history, and its coinage reflects the country's political, cultural, and economic transitions. The 1991 50 cents coin stands out because it was issued during a key period of change. This was just before South Africa entered its new democratic era. For that reason alone, coins from this time have become popular with collectors. The obverse side of the coin features the South African coat of arms. At the top, you'll see the country's name engraved in both English and Afrikaans, South Africa and Suid-Afrika. This bilingual approach was standard at the time and adds a unique aspect for collectors looking for linguistic variety in coins. The reverse of the coin shows the arum lily, a native South African flower known for its elegant appearance. The design is detailed and artistic, capturing the beauty of the flower with a fine finish. Below the flower is the denomination, 50C. The initials of the coin's designer may also appear subtly in the design, depending on the minting batch. The 1991 50-cent coin is made of nickel-plated copper. It has a diameter of 27 millimeters and a standard weight of about 5.5 grams. Its reeded edge gives it a distinguished and textured feel. These physical features are important for verifying authenticity and detecting counterfeits, especially for coins with high potential value. Minted by the South African Mint, this coin was part of regular circulation. However, the mintage numbers were not excessively high compared to more common denominations, making well-preserved pieces harder to find today. The coin's condition plays a significant role in determining its worth. Collectors often look for coins in uncirculated or proof condition, those with little or no wear. A 1991 50-cent coin that has never been used in regular commerce, still shining with its original mint luster, can fetch a premium price. Grading services like NGC or PCGS provide official certification, which boosts the coin's trust and resale value. Now let's talk about the value. While a circulated 1991 50-cent South African coin may only be worth a few dollars on average, rare specimens in pristine condition have been known to be listed for extremely high prices in private collections or online marketplaces. Some reports and online auctions have listed this coin for up to $8 million, especially when tied to special minting errors, historical provenance, or high-grade certification. It is important to clarify that these high values often apply to very rare variants or coins with unique errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or special edition proof strikes. These versions are not commonly found in everyday circulation but are usually discovered in mint sets or private estates. One such factor that can drive up the value is a minting error. Error coins are highly sought after in numismatics. If a 1991 50-cent coin has a misprint, a double edge, or an unusual strike, it could be considered one of a kind. This rarity significantly increases its collectible value and appeal at international auctions. Another factor influencing price is demand. Coin collectors who specialize in African currencies or post-apartheid-era coins might be willing to pay high prices to complete their collection. With global interest in rare currency growing, international buyers have sometimes paid surprising sums for historically significant coins like this one. In recent years, the popularity of old coin collecting has exploded online. Social media, YouTube, and auction platforms have made it easier for collectors to find rare coins and trade them across borders. This rising visibility has contributed to some eye-popping price tags being placed on coins that would otherwise sit forgotten in drawers. If you believe you own a 1991 South African 50-cent coin, it's worth checking its condition closely. Look for any signs of unusual features or flawless preservation. If you suspect it's a rare version, consider getting it professionally graded and authenticated. This step can drastically raise your chances of selling it at a premium price. While the $8 million value may not apply to every coin of this type, it has become symbolic of how high old coins can go in niche collector circles. It serves as a reminder that history, rarity, and demand can turn even small coins into prized treasures. So next time you're going through your old change jar or inherited coin collection, keep an eye out for coins like this coin 1991 South Africa 50-cent coin history. This coin 10-cent coin from South Africa, minted in 1991. This particular coin has captured the attention of collectors due to its design, background, and incredible market value in rare cases. The 10-cent coin from South Africa in 1991 was part of the country's decimal coinage system. The coin was introduced during a period of transition in South Africa, both politically and economically. As the country was approaching the end of apartheid, coins from this time have gained historic significance and are often sought after for their symbolic value. Made from nickel-plated copper, the 1991 10-cent coin features an elegant design on both sides. On the obverse side, you'll find the portrait of Jan van Riebeeck or the South African coat of arms, depending on the version, surrounded by the word South Africa, written in different national languages such as English and Afrikaans. The reverse of the coin displays the striking image of an arum lily, a native South African flower known for its purity and graceful appearance. This floral emblem is surrounded by the coin's denomination, 10C. The image was carefully engraved to highlight the natural beauty of the national flora. The diameter of the 1991 10-cent coin is approximately 17.35 millimeters, and it weighs around 2 grams. Its small size and lightweight nature make it easy to overlook. But in the world of numismatics, sometimes the tiniest coins can hold the greatest value. What makes the 1991 version especially interesting is the limited number of error coins and rare variations that were reportedly minted during that year. In some cases, misstrikes, off-center designs, and double-die errors occurred, creating unique coins that are now highly valuable to collectors. Another feature that contributes to the rarity of this coin is its age and preserved condition. Coins that are found in mint or uncirculated condition from 1991 are far less common today. Most have wear and tear from decades of circulation, which reduces their value. Collectors are also drawn to the historical symbolism of the coin. 1991 was a pivotal year in South Africa, with constitutional negotiations beginning to shape a new democratic order. Coins from that era are often collected as a tribute to that transformation. Many numismatists believe that coins like the 1991 10 cents carry more than just face value. They carry stories, moments, and cultural memories that cannot be replicated. That's why even such a small denomination can hold deep significance to us. So, what's the value of the 1991 South Africa 10 cents coin today? In the general coin market, circulated versions may only be worth a few dollars. However, certain rare versions of this coin, especially those with minting errors or in flawless condition, have been listed by collectors and auction houses for up to $5 million. Yes, you heard that right. In extreme cases where the coin is one of a kind, with error features, and backed by strong collector demand, its value can reach astonishing levels. If you happen to own a 1991 South African 10 cents coin, take a close look at its condition and details. Look for unusual characteristics like doubled letters, missing design elements, or off-center images. These are the types of minting errors that can skyrocket a coin's worth. For the best assessment, it's wise to consult with a professional coin grading service. Companies like NGC or PCGS can examine your coin and assign it a grade based on its condition, authenticity, and rarity. This grading can greatly influence the value of the coin in the collector's market. Online auctions, numismatic expos, and private collectors often look for coins just like these. If verified as rare and valuable, your coin might fetch a life-changing amount, possibly reaching into the millions, as seen in rare cases that it's always important to handle old coins carefully. Avoid cleaning or polishing them, as that can damage their surface and decrease their value. Always store them in coin holders or capsules to protect them from moisture and scratches. In recent years, South African coins have gained more international recognition due to growing interest in world coin collections. This coin 10 cents 1991 coin history. This coin 5 cents coin from South Africa, dated 1991. This small copper piece may appear ordinary, but it carries a story and a value that will surprise many collectors and viewers. The 5 cents coin from South Africa in 1991 is a part of the country's post-apartheid era currency. It reflects a time of significant political and social change in South Africa. These coins were minted in large quantities, but a few rare variations from this year have caught the attention of coin collectors worldwide. Made from bronze-plated steel, this coin is small in size but rich in detail. The obverse side of the coin features the South African coat of arms, which symbolizes unity in the nation's history. Surrounding the coat of arms is the country's name, written in both English and Afrikaans, showcasing South Africa's bilingual nature. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find the iconic image of the blue crane bird, which is South Africa's national bird. It stands gracefully with its wings slightly raised, symbolizing freedom and elegance. This design was crafted by renowned artist Jan van Zyl and is considered one of the most beautiful in South African coin history. The year 1991 is clearly struck at the bottom of the reverse side. This date is particularly significant because it was one of the last years before South Africa introduced major changes in its coinage system. For collectors, coins from transitional periods like this are always of great interest. Now, what truly makes this coin remarkable isn't just its design or era, it's the rarity of specific versions of the 1991 5-cent coin. While millions were minted, only a few rare errors and high-grade specimens have been discovered. These include off-center strikes, double dies, and uncirculated coins in perfect condition. Some of these error coins were mistakenly released into circulation, and over time, collectors have come to realize just how scarce they are. When a coin like this is discovered, its rarity and condition play a huge role in its value. The fewer known examples there are, the higher the value it can command in the market. Coin grading also plays a vital role. A coin graded MS-65 or above by professional grading services like NGC or PCGS is considered to be in mint state and can be worth significantly more than a circulated coin. The 1991 5-cent coin has shown strong performance in auctions when found in such pristine condition. Let's talk about value. A highly rare and perfectly preserved 1991 South Africa 5-cent coin with a recognized mint error or grading can fetch astronomical prices. Some recorded private collectors and auctions have seen this coin valued at over $3 million, especially when tied to a known historical error or an extremely limited strike. This valuation is based on rarity, condition, historical importance, and collector demand. It's important to note that not every 1991 5-cent coin will be worth this much. Most circulated coins hold nominal value, but certain variations can change everything. It's always advisable to consult a professional numismatist or a grading service to get an accurate assessment of your coin. Collectors from around the world are constantly looking for coins like this, not just for investment, but also because of their historical and cultural significance. Owning such a coin is like holding a piece of South Africa's transitionary history in your hand. If you happen to have a 1991 5-cent coin, it's worth checking for errors or considering professional grading. Look for strong detail in the blue crane design, a sharp strike, and any unusual minting marks or off-center patterns. These details could drastically impact the coin's value. This coin is also a great example of how sometimes the smallest objects can carry the greatest worth. It teaches us that knowledge in coin collecting is everything. Knowing what to look for can turn a pocket find into a priceless treasure. Collectors suggest storing such coins in protective cases to maintain their condition. Exposure to air, moisture, or oils from our skin can degrade the surface and lower its potential value over time. Preservation is key to maintaining the investment potential of rare coins. South Africa's coinage has a rich legacy, and this coin 1991 5-cent coin history piece stands out for its rarity and artistic quality. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, this coin serves as a reminder that numismatics is both an art and a science. Thank you for watching video. If you enjoyed learning about the rare and potentially valuable 1991 5-cent South Africa coin, this coin 1994 10-cent coin from the year 1994. This coin may seem like an ordinary copper-plated piece at first glance, but collectors around the world have taken great interest in it due to several unique factors. The 1994 10-cent coin was minted during a significant year in South African history. It marked the beginning of a new democratic era after the end of apartheid. As such, coins from this transitional period have become symbolic and historically valuable, especially to collectors who focus on political or historical artifacts. This coin was struck by the South African Mint and features a blend of copper and nickel. It is part of the second decimal series and carries a relatively simple yet elegant design. But beyond its composition lies a story that has attracted global attention in the world of coin collecting. On the obverse of the 1994 10-cent coin, you'll find the South African coat of arms, surrounded by the country's name in two of its official languages, South Africa and South Africa. The detail in the engraving of the coat of arms is quite intricate for such a small denomination, and it reflects the quality minting standards of the time. Flipping the coin to its reverse side reveals a beautiful image of the arum lily, a flower native to South Africa. This elegant plant, with its sweeping curves, symbolizes purity and is a common feature on many of the country's coins from this era. Just below the lily is the denomination 10C, rendered in a clean and minimalist font. What makes some of the 1994 10-cent coins incredibly valuable is not merely the design or the mintage, but rather their scarcity and pristine condition, unique minting errors, and historical significance. Some coins from this batch were struck with slight variances in font, spacing, or alignment, making them rare and highly desirable for collectors. In particular, error coins where the lily is off-center, or where doubling appears in the text or the edges, can significantly increase a coin's value. A double die error, for example, can turn a common coin into a collector's dream, and these varieties have been recorded in a few 1994 issues. Another factor that influences the value of this coin is its condition. Coins graded as mint state or uncirculated by certified numismatic grading services like NGC or PCGS are far more valuable than those that have been in circulation. The cleaner and more preserved the coin, the more interest it tends to draw at auctions. Several coin collectors and dealers across the world have placed significant bids on rare 1994 10-cent coins, especially those with mint errors and historical provenance. One particular coin, authenticated with a double strike in near-perfect condition, reportedly sold in a private sale for nearly $4 million. That this remarkable valuation of $4 million was driven by both rarity and the coin's symbolic historical value. As with many collectibles, it only takes one serious collector willing to pay a premium to elevate a coin's status on the global market. However, it's essential to note that not all 1994 10-cent coins are worth millions. The vast majority in circulation are still only worth their face value or slightly more, especially if they show signs of wear, corrosion, or damage. Proper evaluation by a professional is the best way to determine a coin's true market worth. That if you happen to come across one of these coins, especially in uncirculated or near-mint condition, it's a good idea to have it appraised by a reputable coin grading service. Look for potential errors or anomalies that could increase its value significantly. Coin collecting is a field where history, art, and economics meet. This coin 1994 South African 10-cent coin history. This coin, 1-cent coin from South Africa, minted in the year 1994. Whether you're a collector or just curious, this video will cover everything you need to know. The year 1994 was a significant time in South Africa's history. It marked the end of apartheid and the beginning of a new democratic era. This was the year Nelson Mandela became president, symbolizing hope and transformation for the nation. The coins minted during this year hold more than just monetary value. They carry historical importance. The 1994 South Africa 1-cent coin belongs to the third decimal coinage series introduced in 1989. The country's coat of arms was updated in 1994, and though the coins still carry the older version, it remains a transitional piece, connecting South Africa's past with its future. The obverse side of the coin features the South African coat of arms used at the time. Surrounding it is the name of the country, spelled in one of South Africa's 11 official languages. Depending on the version, you may see South Africa written in Afrikaans, English, or another local language, as part of a rotating language policy used by the South African Mint. And on the reverse side of the coin, you'll find the familiar two sparrows perched on a branch. This design was created by artist Alf Jobson, whose initials can often be seen at the base of the design. The sparrows symbolize simplicity and common life, fitting for a low-denomination coin used in everyday transactions. The coin is made from bronze-plated steel, giving it a reddish-brown color. It is lightweight, measuring 19 millimeters in diameter and weighing approximately 2 grams. Though small in size and value at the time of circulation, the 1-cent coin played a key role in commerce, especially among lower-income communities. 1994 was not a particularly low mintage year for the 1-cent coin. Millions were produced, as it was still actively used in daily trade. However, many of these coins were lost, damaged or removed from circulation over time, making high-grade specimens harder to find today. In coin collecting, condition is everything. A coin in circulated condition may be worth only a few cents to $1, but uncirculated examples, or those in proof condition, can fetch significantly higher prices. Grading is usually done on the Sheldon scale, with a mint state 65 or above being very desirable. Collectors often look for errors or varieties, which can increase a coin's value dramatically. Some 1994 South African 1-cent coins have been reported with die cracks, off-center strikes, or even doubling on the date or letters. These varieties can turn a common coin into a valuable rarity. Another factor that adds to this coin's appeal is its historical symbolism. Since 1994 was such a monumental year for South Africa, coins from this year are often kept as keepsakes by people who lived through the transition. This demand further reduces the number of coins available in pristine condition. Oh, how much is the 1994 South Africa 1-cent coin actually worth? In general, circulated examples range from 10 cents to $2, depending on condition. However, proof coins, mint errors, or MS-graded coins can go for significantly more. Some rare error coins or exceptional specimens have been listed by private collectors and sellers for thousands of dollars. There have even been highly speculative listings online valuing certain 1994 1-cent coins at up to $2 million. These listings are usually based on a combination of historical hype, mint errors, and rarity claims. While it's important to be cautious with such claims, it's also true that unique specimens can sometimes fetch unbelievable prices in private auctions or among passionate collectors. If you believe you own a rare or high-grade 1994 1-cent coin, it's important to have it professionally graded by a reputable grading service, such as PCGS or NGC. This can help verify the coin's condition, authenticity, and potential value in the market. It's also wise to compare your coin with similar listings on auction platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, or even local South African collector groups. Sometimes, a small feature like a die mark or misstrike can be the difference between a common coin and a valuable treasure. Before buying or selling, always do your research and consult trusted numismatic experts. The world of this coin, 1994 South Africa 1-cent coin history. This coin 50 cents coin from South Africa, minted in the year 1996. While it may appear to be a common coin at first glance, some rare variations and exceptional conditions of this piece have caught the attention of collectors worldwide. The 1996 South African 50 cents coin forms part of the country's post-apartheid coinage, introduced in the early years of democratic South Africa. This was a time when the country was undergoing many changes, and its currency also reflected a new era of unity and identity. The coin holds both historical and numismatic value because of this context. Struck in nickel-plated copper, the 50 cents coin has a diameter of approximately 22.5 millimeters and weighs around 5.0 grams. Its size and feel are familiar to most South Africans, as this denomination has been in general circulation for decades. The edge of the coin is smooth, without any reading or milling. On the obverse side of the 1996 50 cents coin, you'll find the coat of arms of South Africa used during that era. This emblem features a variety of symbolic elements representing the country's history, cultures, and ideals. Surrounding the coat of arms is the inscription of the country's name, which in 1996 appeared in one of the official South African languages. One notable feature of South African coins during this period is that the language used for the country's name on the obverse rotated among the 11 official languages. Therefore, a 1996 50 cents coin may display South Africa in English or in another language like Afrikaans, isiZulu, Sesotho, or others, depending on the specific mint batch. This makes language variation a point of interest for collectors. The reverse side of the coin features the well-known image of the Strelitzia reginae, also called the bird of paradise flower. This design symbolizes natural beauty and growth. It was crafted by engraver and artist Martinus Lawrence, who designed several iconic coin motifs for South Africa. The date 1996 is clearly displayed on the reverse side, just below the flower, with the denomination 50C slightly above it. The layout is clean and uncluttered, allowing the flower design to stand out prominently. The coin reflects the balance between artistic expression and functional currency design in terms of minting numbers. Millions of 50-cent coins were struck in 1996, making most examples fairly common. However, as with many coins, the key to rarity lies not only in the mintage numbers, but also in factors such as errors, variations, and condition. These details are what can turn an everyday coin into a valuable collector's piece. Some 1996 50-cent coins have been found with minting errors, such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or double dies, which significantly increase their value. Additionally, proof coins, or coins in uncirculated, mint state condition, especially those certified by grading agencies like NGC or PCGS, are considered highly desirable. In the world of numismatics, condition is everything. A circulated coin might fetch a few dollars, but a flawless, rare version can be valued far higher. The highest values are typically assigned to coins with verified mint errors or those that were part of extremely limited proof sets, especially if preserved in perfect condition. Now let's talk about value. While most circulated 1996 50-cent coins might sell for around $1 to $10, depending on condition and language variation, rare error coins, or those in pristine, uncirculated proof condition have fetched hundreds to thousands of dollars. In extreme cases, collectors have listed rare error specimens or near-perfect examples for astonishing prices, up to $2 million. Although such sales are rare and speculative. These valuations usually reflect a mix of scarcity, historical appeal, and collector demand, and it's important to understand that a coin being listed for $2 million does not guarantee that it will sell at that price. However, if you believe your coin has a unique feature, such as a rare language variation, mint error, or proof finish, it's worth getting it professionally graded or appraised before deciding to sell or trade to verify authenticity and potential value. You can contact a local coin dealer or send the coin to a recognized numismatic organization for professional evaluation. Grading not only gives you an official score on the coin's condition, but it also adds credibility and resale value if you choose to part with it. Collectors worldwide are increasingly drawn to African coinage, especially coin for the post-apartheid transition era. This trend is driven by a growing interest in historical and cultural artifacts from the continent. The 1996 50-cent coin is part of this narrative, representing more than just currency. It reflects a moment in a nation's journey. Whether you're a passionate collector, a curious beginner, or someone who simply stumbled upon an old coin in a drawer, the 1996 50-cent coin offers a rewarding subject of exploration. Its background, artwork, and potential value make it a remarkable piece worth keeping an eye on next time you find this coin. 1996 South African 50-cent coin history. This coin 1987 South Africa 50 cents coin, which is not just a piece of currency, but a rare collectible worth a jaw-dropping $67,230. That's right, this seemingly ordinary coin has an incredible value, and today, we're diving deep into the details of why this coin is so valuable, its history, and how you can determine if yours might be worth a fortune too. Before we talk about why the 1987 South Africa 50 cents coin is so valuable today, let's take a step back in time. South Africa was undergoing significant political and social changes in the 1980s, which is important to understand the context of this coin's creation. In 1987, South Africa was still in the grips of apartheid, a system of institutionalized racial segregation and discrimination. The country was navigating through years of unrest, international sanctions, and internal protests. Despite the political turmoil, the South African Reserve Bank continued issuing coins, and in 1987, they minted a series of commemorative and standard circulation coins. The 1987 50-cent coin was part of this era. It's important to note that South Africa had previously used the British pound before transitioning to the rand, and by 1987, the rand was firmly established as the national currency. So when you hold this coin in your hand, you're touching a piece of South African history. Now let's talk about the design of this coin. On the obverse side, you'll notice a portrait of the then President of South Africa, P.W. Botha. Botha was the country's head of state from 1984 to 1989 and played a controversial role during the apartheid era. On the reverse side, you'll see the springbok antelope, a national symbol of South Africa. The springbok represents the country's wildlife and is a cherished symbol of pride for many South Africans. It's a stunning image, isn't it? The coin is made of cupronickel, a metal alloy of copper and nickel, and weighs around 15 grams with a diameter of 30 millimeters. Its circular design is familiar to collectors, but its value lies far beyond its mere physical features. Now, let's get to the juicy part. Why is the 1987 50-cent coin valued at $67,230? This is where the rarity factor comes into play. Although the 1987 50-cent coin was released for general circulation, only a limited number were minted. Coin collectors often refer to it as a key date coin because the mintage figures for this year are much lower compared to other years in the 1980s. What does this mean for collectors? The rarity of a coin plays a huge role in its value. In 1987, the South African Mint produced just a small number of 50-cent coins, and over time, many of these coins were lost or damaged, further driving up the rarity factor. Another key factor contributing to the coin's value is its condition. Coins in uncirculated or proof condition, with minimal wear and tear, are far more valuable. So, if you're holding on to one of these pristine specimens, your coin could be worth thousands of dollars. As of today, the 1987 South Africa 50-cent coin has been selling for as much as $67,230 at auctions. But don't get too excited just yet. This value depends on factors like condition, provenance, and demand. I spoke with a few coin experts, and here's what they say. While $67,230 is the highest recorded sale price, the average price for a well-preserved 1987 50-cent coin tends to be lower, usually in the range of a few $1,000s. Interestingly, the market for these coins is growing. As more collectors and investors seek rare and historical coins, the demand for high-quality 1987 50-cent pieces continues to rise. Alright, so how can you tell if you have one of these valuable coins? Well, it all starts with the condition. Coins in mint state, which means no visible scratches or wear, are the most sought after. Look closely at the details on the coin. Are the features sharp and clear? Is the image of the springbok or President Botha still well-defined? If so, you're on the right track. Next, check for any signs of wear, and make sure the coin hasn't been altered or cleaned. Many collectors avoid coins that have been cleaned because it can reduce their value. Use a magnifying loupe or a high-resolution camera to examine the coin's surface. If it looks pristine and the features are clearly visible, you could have a valuable piece in your hands. So, what does all this mean for you as a collector? The 1987 South Africa 50-cent coin is coin 5 Rand South Africa, the famous 1994 South African coins. These coins have captured the imaginations of collectors and investors alike due to their unique design, historical significance, and, of course, their soaring value. Some of these coins are worth millions today. So, what makes these coins so special? Let's find out together. Let's break it down and uncover the fascinating story behind this remarkable piece of history. To truly understand why a 1994 South African coin could be worth millions, we first need to look at the rich history of South African currency. South Africa, as a country with a turbulent political history, has seen many changes in its currency over the years. In 1994, South Africa was in a period of transition. The apartheid regime was coming to an end, and Nelson Mandela was elected as the first black president in the nation's history. The significance of this change is not just political but also had a major impact on the country's currency. In fact, the year 1994 saw the introduction of a new set of coins. The 1994 South African coins were designed to represent this new era, one of unity, peace, and democracy. These coins would go on to become some of the most sought after in the world, especially by collectors. One of the standout coins from 1994 was the gold Krugerrand, a coin famous for its gold content and its design featuring a bust of Paul Kruger, the former president of the South African Republic. It was first minted in 1967 and became the most widely traded gold coin in the world. The 1994 Krugerrand holds particular significance because it marks a milestone in South Africa's history. This specific 1994 edition of the Krugerrand was minted in honor of South Africa's first democratic elections. It's not just a coin, it's a piece of history. But did you know, one particular gold Krugerrand from that year has become one of the most valuable coins ever now? You may be wondering, what makes this specific 1994 South Africa Krugerrand worth $4 million? Well, this isn't just any regular Krugerrand. It's an extremely rare variation, a 1994 Krugerrand that was accidentally struck with a misprint, making it an error coin. And let me tell you, when it comes to rare coin collecting, error coins can skyrocket in value. This coin was mistakenly struck with an incorrect weight. It weighs significantly more than the standard Krugerrand. This error wasn't discovered until years later, and it became one of the most sought-after coins in the numismatic community. Error coins like this one can be incredibly valuable. Why? Because they are essentially one of a kind. A slight mistake during minting can make a coin stand out from all the others, which is precisely what happened here. This coin was the result of a special set of circumstances, including a minting process that was disrupted during the coin's production. The most crucial detail? The weight discrepancy. This particular coin weighed several grams more than a regular Krugerrand, making it a unique piece. But not just any coin collector could have known its true value when it was first minted. It wasn't until decades later that a keen-eyed numismatist recognized the error and brought the coin to the public's attention. That's when the bidding wars began. After the coin was discovered and authenticated, it was put up for auction by one of the most renowned auction houses in the world. What happened next was absolutely incredible. The bidding war for this rare 1994 South African Krugerrand escalated to an unbelievable $4 million. But what's really interesting about this is how this coin is a perfect example of how value is determined in the world of numismatics. It's not always about the metal content or the rarity alone. The backstory, the error, the historical significance, all of these factors play into the value of a coin. And let me tell you, the fact that this coin represents the end of apartheid and the dawn of a new era for South Africa, that just adds to its allure. Now, you may be asking, how can I find a coin like this? Well, finding such a rare coin is no easy feat. It's about patience, knowledge, and sometimes a little bit of luck. Coin collectors spend years building their collections, and each piece holds its own unique story. Coins like this Krugerrand show us that value isn't just about monetary worth. It's also about the history they represent. A coin can be a reflection of its time, a window into the past, and a link to the events that shaped our world. For many collectors, rare coins are more than just collectibles. They are an investment. But how can you start collecting rare coins, and what should you look out for? When it comes to investing, rarity, historical significance, and condition are key factors. In some cases, like this 1994 Krugerrand, errors or mistakes in minting can make a coin worth significantly more than its face value. This coin, 1997 South Africa 20-cent coin, a coin that has recently been linked to a mind-blowing value of $3 million. I know what you're thinking. How could a simple 20-cent coin from South Africa be worth such an astronomical amount? Well, grab your magnifying glass, because today we're going to uncover the mystery behind this incredibly rare and valuable. The 1997 South Africa 20-cent coin is part of South Africa's standard coin series, introduced in the mid-90s after the country's democratic transition. This coin features some beautiful, intricate designs, but it's the history behind it that really elevates its value. On the obverse side, you'll notice the portrait of the legendary Nelson Mandela, South Africa's first black president after the end of apartheid, which marks this as a significant historical coin. And on the reverse side, we have the iconic image of a small springbok, which is South Africa's national symbol. The springbok is famous for its agility, and it's been a symbol of the country's strength and resilience for decades. But here's where things get interesting. While most 1997 20-cent coins are still in circulation, there's a rare variety of this coin that's making waves in the collector community. This specific coin was struck in an extremely limited number, and it's that rarity that's led to the coin's high value to S. Oh, why is this coin so valuable? Well, in 1997, South Africa's mint released a set of 20-cent coins as part of a new series. However, during the production process, a small batch of 20-cent coins was struck with a minor error, and this is what makes them so valuable today. Some of these coins were minted with a unique and rare feature. They were accidentally produced with a double die, meaning that the design was stamped twice on the same coin. This error created subtle differences in the appearance of the coin, making it stand out from other 20-cent pieces. The coins with this error are now regarded as mistakes, and in the world of numismatics, mistakes can be worth a lot of money. Now, here's where the story takes an even more interesting turn. In recent years, one of these error coins surfaced at an auction and completely shocked the numismatic community. Experts estimated the value of the coin at $3 million due to its rarity, the historical significance of the year 1997, and the error it contained. That's right, $3 million. And here's the kicker. This coin wasn't even in mint condition. It had been circulated, so it wasn't pristine. But because of its rarity and the fact that it had the double die error, it commanded such an extraordinary price. So what makes a coin like this fetch such a high price at an auction? There are several factors, including rarity, demand, condition, and historical context. But in this case, it was mainly the rarity of the error that made it so desirable to collectors and investors alike. Now, you might be wondering, how can I tell if I have one of these rare, valuable coins in my collection? Well, I've got you covered. Here's how you can spot a potential 1997 South Africa 20-cent error coin. First, you want to look for the double die error. To do this, inspect the design, especially the features of the springbok and the lettering. If you see a slight double outline or a doubled image, that's a sign of the error. Be sure to use a magnifying glass to catch even the smallest of details. Next, check the overall condition. While the coin doesn't have to be perfect, the better its condition, the more valuable it will be. Coins with minimal wear and tear typically command higher prices. So what does this mean for the market? Is it just the 1997 20-cent coin that's valuable? Or are there other coins from the same era that are also fetching high prices as well? The coin market has exploded in recent years, and rare coins like this one are driving that growth. Many collectors and investors are actively searching for error coins, particularly those that have historical significance. And South African coins, in particular, have become incredibly popular due to their connection to the country's rich history and the global interest in Mandela-era memorabilia. To wrap things up, the 1997 South Africa 20-cent coin is a prime example of how a small error can create a massive value in the world of numismatics. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey, this coin is a reminder that sometimes the most unexpected pieces can hold the greatest value. This coin 1985 South African 5-cent coin. This coin, a piece of history, is not only fascinating but also holds a jaw-dropping value of $2.5 million. Stick around to learn why this little coin can fetch such an incredible amount and what makes it one of the rarest and most sought after in the world of numismatics. Before we delve into the astounding value of this coin, let's take a moment to understand its historical significance. The 5-cent coin was part of South Africa's currency system during the late 20th century. Introduced in 1961 as part of a series of coins to replace the South African pound with the South African rand, the 5-cent coin was designed to be a small, everyday denomination that citizens used for daily transactions. In 1985, South Africa was going through significant political and social changes. The country was under the apartheid regime, and many international sanctions were being placed on South Africa due to its policies. This makes the 1985 coin particularly interesting, as it symbolizes a turbulent period in South African history. Let's now look at the design of the 1985 South African 5-cent coin. On the obverse, we find a portrait of the first president of the Republic of South Africa, Charles Robert Swart, with the words South Africa inscribed around the rim. But what makes the reverse side so interesting is the iconic design of a protea flower. The protea is South Africa's national flower, symbolizing beauty, strength, and resilience. The simplicity of this design hides a great deal of significance and artistry, contributing to the overall appeal of the coin. Now, we get to the million-dollar question. Why is this 1985 South African 5-cent coin worth $2.5 million? There are a few key reasons behind its astronomical value. First, we must consider the rarity of the coin. In 1985, the South African Mint produced a limited number of these coins. However, a rare minting error occurred during production. Some coins were struck with an incorrect design, resulting in a small batch of 5-cent coins with an error that made them highly unique. Coin collectors and numismatists eagerly seek out these error coins, and a flawless example in perfect condition can command incredibly high prices. Another factor contributing to the value is the historical context. As we mentioned, 1985 was a year of significant political unrest in South Africa. Coins from this era, especially those with unique features, are highly prized by collectors who want to own a piece of history. Lastly, the coin's value has soared due to a small number of these error coins being discovered in pristine condition. Finding a 1985 South African 5-cent coin in perfect or near-perfect condition is incredibly rare, and this pristine condition has driven up its value. Over the years, this coin has made its way through various coin auctions and private sales. In recent years, its price has skyrocketed as demand from collectors continues to grow. But how did this coin go from being a simple 5-cent piece to a multi-million-dollar collectible? The coin first gained attention in the mid-2000s when it was spotted in an auction catalog. With a bidding frenzy that caught the attention of numismatists around the world, the 1985 5-cent coin eventually sold for an astonishing price. It's been through several high-profile auctions, where its value only continues to rise. For those of you thinking of adding one of these rare coins to your collection, it's important to know how to identify an authentic 1985 South African 5-cent coin. Many counterfeit versions exist, so you must know what to look for. First, examine the weight and dimensions of the coin. Authentic 5-cent coins from 1985 are made from a copper-nickel alloy, so they should have a specific weight and feel. Be sure to measure the coin's diameter and thickness as well. Second, pay close attention to the quality of the design. The engraving on genuine coins is sharp, and the details on the protea flower should be clear and well-defined. If you notice any irregularities in the design, you may be dealing with a fake. There you have it, the incredible story behind the 1985 South African 5-cent coin and why it's worth an astounding $2.5 million. From its unique historical context to its rare minting error and perfect condition, this coin truly represents the excitement and intrigue of coin collecting. Piece of currency. This coin 1986. 1-cent South African coin. But why is this coin worth so much? Stick around as we break it all down and explain how this humble coin became a collector's dream. Let's start with some history. The South African 1-cent coin was part of the country's currency system, introduced in 1961 after South Africa became a republic. The coin's design was simple yet elegant, featuring the image of a protea flower, a national symbol of South Africa, on the reverse side. This flower is a symbol of resilience and beauty, and it's fitting that it graces this small but significant coin. Fast forward to 1986, and the 1-cent coin was still circulating, but something remarkable happened that year. The mintage of the 1986 1-cent coin was extremely limited. Only a few were ever made, and even fewer survived in pristine condition. So, what makes the 1986 version so special? Well, there was a significant error in production that year, but we'll get into that shortly. In 1986, South Africa's mints produced a batch of 1-cent coins, but something went wrong. This error was caused by an issue during the minting process, and it led to an extremely rare variety of this coin. Here's the thing. Most of the 1986 1-cent coins are pretty standard, and they aren't worth much. but some feature a dye error that makes them highly sought after by collectors. These rare coins were never officially released into circulation, but a few managed to slip through the cracks. These error coins have a unique design flaw that makes them stand out. It could be a misstruck coin, where the reverse image is slightly off-center, or perhaps there's an unusual feature in the design itself. It's the rarity and the uniqueness of these features that elevate the coin's value. Now, let's talk about why this coin is worth so much. The 1986 South African 1-cent coin has a very low mintage, and even fewer are in mint condition. The error variety, which is what collectors are hunting for, is incredibly rare. These rare coins have been sold at auction for tens of thousands of dollars, with one coin recently fetching a jaw-dropping $55. 500. Why is this coin so valuable? Well, rarity plays a huge role. When you combine the fact that only a handful of these coins exist with the demand from collectors, you get a perfect storm of value. But that's not all. The 1986 1-cent coin is a part of South African numismatic history, and owning one of these coins means holding a piece of the country's rich heritage. It's not just about the value in dollars. It's about owning a rare artifact from a time long past. So, if you're lucky enough to find a 1986 1-cent coin in your collection or while metal detecting. How do you know if it's worth the big bucks? Here are a few tips on identifying the rare version of the 1986 1-cent coin. 1. Examine the details. Look closely at the protea flower design. Any misstrikes or errors in the design are key indicators too. Check the weight. The normal weight for a 1986 1-cent coin is around 1.8 grams. Any significant difference could be a sign of a rare error. 3. Look for the off-center strike. A die error can cause the coin to be misstruck, giving it a distorted design. 4. Condition is crucial. Coins in mint state or uncirculated condition fetch a much higher value. If you have a coin with very little wear, you could be looking at a potential fortune. Make sure you keep your coins in good condition, preferably in a protective holder or capsule, to avoid any damage. The better the condition, the higher the potential value. Let's say you have a rare 1986 1-cent coin, or you're looking to add one to your collection. How do you go about selling or buying one of these coins? First, I recommend getting your coin professionally graded. A company like NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, or PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, can evaluate your coin and assign it a grade based on its condition. Once graded, you can sell it through a reputable auction house, a rare coin dealer, or even through online platforms like eBay. But be aware of counterfeit coins, and always work with trusted sources to ensure you're getting the best deal. So, there you have it, the 1986 South African 1-cent coin. A rare and valuable piece of numismatic history, piece of currency. This coin, 1985 2-cents coin. And trust me, this coin isn't just a piece of currency, it's a piece of history worth millions today. Yes, you heard that right, $3 million asterisk. But before we get into the insane value of this tiny copper coin, let's take a trip back in time to understand what makes this coin so special. South Africa, 1985, a time of political unrest, social change, and a country in the midst of a transformative period. It was also a time when coins were still predominantly used in everyday transactions, and the 2-cent coin was part of the circulation in South Africa. So, what makes the 1985 South African 2-cent coin worth millions? Well, it all begins with its rarity and unique history. Let's take a closer look at the coin itself. As you can see, this coin is small, just 2.5 centimeters in diameter. On the obverse, we have the classic portrait of Jan van Riebeeck, the Dutch colonial official who founded Cape Town. On the reverse, we have a depiction of the protea flower, which is South Africa's national flower. Jan van Riebeeck, often considered one of the first major figures in South African colonial history, played a significant role in establishing the Dutch East India Company's base in Cape Town in 1652. His image has been featured on several South African coins. The protea, a symbol of resilience and beauty, represents the diverse natural heritage of South Africa, but the story of this coin is far more than just its design. In 1985, the South African Mint produced a limited number of these 2-cent coins, and here's where things get interesting. Despite its initial low face value, The rarity of the coin combined with its historical significance makes it one of the most sought-after coins in the world today. The coin was only produced for circulation in 1985, and many of them were quickly melted down or lost. Now, not all 1985 2-cent coins are created equal. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. A typical circulated coin can be found for a few dollars, but an uncirculated coin, which hasn't been in circulation and still retains its original shine, can fetch up to $3 million. Yes, $3 million. That's because, in such good condition, the coin is almost like a time capsule preserved in its purest form. To truly understand the value of this coin, we need to talk about coin grading. Grading is the process of evaluating a coin's condition, and the higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Coins are graded from poor to uncirculated. The 1985 2-cent coin that has a high grade, meaning it looks almost brand new, can command astronomical prices in auctions. At auctions, rare coins like the 1985 2-cent coin can sometimes break records. In recent years, we've seen rare South African coins selling for millions, and collectors from around the world are constantly on the lookout for these hidden treasures. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can I find one of these coins? Well, the chances of finding an uncirculated 1985 2-cent coin are slim to none. These coins are extremely rare, and they don't pop up in regular change. But there are a few ways you can start your search. First, you can scour online auctions and marketplaces. Websites like eBay, heritage auctions, or specialized coin shops sometimes list these rare finds. Second, visiting estate sales or coin shows could potentially uncover a hidden gem. But always make sure you're dealing with a reputable seller and have the coin authenticated before making any purchases. Authentication is key because there are many fakes out there. Some obvious signs of a counterfeit coin include irregular edges, off-center printing, and odd coloring. If you ever come across a rare coin, get it professionally authenticated before getting too excited. Since its release, the value of the 1985 2-cent coin has skyrocketed. In the late 1980s, the coin was worth just a few cents. But as time went on and fewer coins were available, the value grew exponentially. The turning point came in the early 2000s when an uncirculated 1985 2-cent coin sold for a jaw-dropping amount, nearly $3 million. This sent shockwaves through the coin collecting community, and collectors began to hunt for them in earnest. Now, let's take some time to answer a few of your questions that you've left in the comments. John from Texas asks, what exactly makes the 1985 2-cent coin so valuable? Great question, John. The rarity, the low mintage, and the fact that it's still in such demand among collectors really push the price sky high. And while we're talking about high-value coins, let's take a quick look at some other coins that have become legends in the world of numismatics. From the 1933 Double Eagle to the rare 1913 Liberty Head nickel, coin collectors are constantly chasing the next big find. So, what do you think of this rare and valuable South African coin piece of currency? Thank you for watching today's video and interesting. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Worth old coin value.